Hi guys, this is Mike, and I'm doing a semi-unboxing today. I got this vehicle. It was new. It is in kind of terrible condition, but I do understand, depending on the humidity of the area where you live, some of the box's tape, or the box's glue, I should say, tends to come undone. Here in Japan, I have the problem with my Lego boxes. I actually have new Legos, brand new, but they look like this. They have not been opened, but the humidity in Japan is just terrible in the Tokyo area. And so the tape on this slides. I don't know if you can see that film, but the tape just slides to a new position. It's quite gross because it does leave a slimy trail, kind of like a snail, but it gradually opens over the years. This side is not quite as bad, but it's still not good, of course. And the problem is, if I make the stupid mistake of buying a Lego set that I don't think I'm ever going to actually open, or I don't think I'll actually use for my school or give to my son, then I have a problem. I can't resell it easily because it does look like it's been opened, or at least it looks very unsatisfactory. But with this particular vehicle, today we're going to do the S.L.A.M, and its parts have the same problem. So its boxes come apart. It's kind of strange. I wanted to open this with you, but I did actually open it with my son. That part is a bit special, so I wanted my son to open it. I think it's only his second new G.I. Joe vehicle to get. Oh no, he has another, but some of his things, of course, have been opened before, but I had a box for them, and some of them were used, but just a few things. One of the pack rats he got, and it was new, and the newer version of the Dragonfly. It's not called the Dragonfly, but it should be called the Dragonfly. But the desert version of the Dragonfly helicopter with Wild Bill, that one he got to open. And this one he got to open. So again, that weird tape, this stuff just came off actually just now. But this was one of the only things binding this box together. And the box has seen better days, but it was sealed in the package, and it was boxed up, and I think it hadn't been opened before. If it had been opened, it hadn't been opened very much, because it was mostly secure. But inside the box, we had a little coupon. Who knows this guy? Get a fridge. Get a free fridge. I do not have this guy because I was the youngest in my class. But anyway, get a free fridge figure. This little coupon was inside. We've got the stickers to the set. It's rather curled, but it's not in too bad of condition. It's a little bit dirty, but it's more dirty from being outside the box in my apartment than it was when we opened it. And it came with these two pamphlets, or fold-outs. One is a classic for many people, I think. It's got the space shuttle here. Holy cow, the space vehicle launch complex, the Defiant. Yeah, and if you're like me, this brings back some memories. Oh, sci-fi. And the flip side, some crazy Cobra vehicles that are pretty goofy, but there are some cool ones in here. Not all, certainly, but some cool ones. And it also came with this much older thing, older looking to me, but it does have Sergeant Slaughter, so if you're like me, Sergeant Slaughter is kind of a between character. I felt strange because I knew him from wrestling. I'm not a big wrestling fan, but I thought, why is he got to be in G.I. Joe? But there's some classic vehicles here. Woohoo! Now those are some good stuff. And it does come with a little thing to order them, which I really wish I could order some of those old guys. But anyway, that guy, Battle. Okay, and the package was sealed with this, and we opened it mainly by pulling on the plastic. We didn't open it very cleanly, and inside we had this one. Now, please don't cry blasphemy. We have Crankcase in here as one of the gunners or pilots, drivers, and we have one of the bronze bombers in here. Now, I'm not like ultra diversity guy, but I do always hope that G.I. Joe has some diversity, especially with a family with mixed race. I would love to have more women, and I would love to have more ethnicities represented in the figures. It's a lot better nowadays, so we can kind of make up for some of the things that were missing in the past, if you feel that way. But I do have some of the Bronze Bombers characters. So the problem with the original Bronze Bombers, the straight arm guys. The straight arm guys are just not a big deal for me. Same with the G.I. Joe straight arms. I feel it's inferior just because you should be able to move the arm. But a lot of people, they'll say, blasphemy! The straight arm guys are the most important. But I'll give credit where credit's due. They are the originals, but it's just 2 or 3 years before I got into G.I. Joe. So, but yeah, I think this is Wayne Golden Alexander, and this is Crank Red-Headed Case. Okay, and with the S.L.A.M, if you buy a S.L.A.M that is in new condition and you're crazy enough to open it like I am, I wanted it because it's a small vehicle. It looks quite fierce because of the number of weapons it appears to have. It comes with 10 missiles and these kind of artillery tubes which have 4 barrels actually. You could say it's a direct fire weapon, but it seems like it would be an indirect fire, like a mortar type or an artillery type weapon. But launch them up and launch them down. But my son likes to play the direct fire, boom, as probably most kids would. But the thing with this, if you do open it, like I was saying, you do have to watch out. This piece was already assembled inside, but it was really, really, really stiff. And this is the old G.I. Joe brittle plastic. I wanted to unhinge this to see what was going on, but I couldn't take apart this snapped piece. I think it's actually glued. It looks like it could be glued from the factory. But I gave it a bend. I gave it a bend. It wasn't moving, and I just kept micro bending it just a tiny bit, and finally a loud crack, psh, and finally it works, and it has that little gear intact inside, so it didn't break, but it was extremely tight. So if you buy that, please beware. You may just want to keep it locked in place, but it's kind of a bummer to keep it locked in place if it's just pointing up or just pointing down. So I don't know if you're familiar with Plastirama. Is that the name? I think it's called Plastirama, the South American company for G.I. Joe vehicles. They also make the plastic that's quite brittle, but when I got the pack rat, when we opened the box, it was surprisingly fantastic for the condition. It snapped together. Nothing broke. The plastic was, I guess, protected from the plastic bag, so it was very impressive. I didn't think it would be in good condition when it came out in 1982, maybe 1983. But the S.L.A.M is kind of a cool vehicle, but as you can see, it does have some drawbacks. Crankcase can't sit still in there because when his feet go over one part, it does actually move his feet. If you make his legs folded out straight, it may solve the problem. Let's check. Let's give him a swing around. Oh yeah. Okay, if you fold his legs out straight, then it doesn't have this problem. But if you bend them slightly like my son did, then he's kind of gonna dance in his seat when you rotate the turret. And some people think that the S.L.A.M was part of maybe a train concept. There was supposedly a G.I. Joe train that was not produced. I think I'm keeping the vehicle straight, but this one and the, what was it called? The Thunderclap. The Thunderclap also looks like it could be mounted on a train design. But I think some people think this one was originally intended to be part of a train set. Anyways, that would be an awesome concept to feature on Hasbro's new line of products, but they're not ever doing anything right with G.I. Joe these days. So, yeah. So, if you want this is a very good small vehicle. It doesn't take up so much space, so it's kind of perfect for family in Japan. I know not very many people in Japan are going to see this video because it's in English and there's just not a whole lot of people buying G.I. Joes that live in Japan. But I do recommend the vehicle. It's simple but small and cool, and with a little bit of imagination, it's a great addition to any collection. Like, there's many ways to use it during gameplay when you're pretending. So, a side note, you do have to watch out for the tiny missiles. They are pretty easy to lose, so it's not such a problem for us because our space is so small, we find everything. But if you have a large house like in America, it's going to be easy to lose, and holy cow, that's a lot of areas to check. But okay, I'm sorry, I think I'm rambling, so I'll finish for today. The only thing I didn't tell you was it does come with this brand new, the blueprints and the instructions. The instructions had no warning for this turret problem, but you may see this. That was the thing I didn't show. You can pull these out. They're a little bit tight. You can pull these out for some support for when you fire the cannon. Ah! Yeah, pretty tight. I'm still new to this vehicle, so if I've played with it a few more times, then it's probably going to be easier. But my son's got a lot of toys to play with, so he's only played with this a little bit too. So, but anyway, there you go. The G.I. Joe S.L.A.M, not Grand Slam, even though it could be called a Grand Slam. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you. Bye.